Oh, it's gonna take a little assembly. Good thing I'm such a good builder. Zach, I forget if I told you this too, but this week is the first week that I have my own families that I'll get to follow through their hospital. This week is the first week that I'll have my own families I'll get to follow through the hospital. Yeah, so if anyone comes in for like surgery today, then I'll have them. I don't know how July 4th is gonna affect elective surgeries. Cause like even though today, July 3rd isn't a holiday, since they're gonna be low staff tomorrow, I don't know.
I'm confused. Why do you have tomorrow off? You didn't have Juneteenth off.
Good question.
They're both federal holidays.
Yeah. No, yeah, so I don't know, because I think there's like 4 surgeons, and so sometimes there'll be 4 new families coming in for like, I say elective surgery, like just like a scheduled surgery that is needed for the heart, you know.
Not entirely elective.
Right. It's like, not emergent, but like, you're not necessarily choosing whether or not you want it. Sometimes though, the surgeries will be people that are already admitted. So sometimes they'll just be like 2 new families coming in. But if there's a new family coming in, I think they're still not like babying me, but like if the family is more complex, then maybe they won't just like give it to me by myself, but they'll give them to me by myself, usually. For like most cases, most likely, I guess is the word I was going for. Or if there's a new admit that's in my part of the alphabet, they'll start giving them to me. See it all.
How are you feeling?
I do not officially endorse running in thunderstorms. Probably not safe. However, it is quite exhilarating, and I did run really far. I was gonna tell you this whenever we were on the phone, is I think whenever it called out 4 miles, because it never said 4 miles, and so I was waiting while I was running the entire way home, because remember how my loop was gonna be bigger? So I was waiting the entire way, and I was like, after all of this, and running fast, I'm not even getting the distance I was trying for. But it turns out that I did like 4.75 at an average pace of 10:45.
At least you're not hot.
I am not hot. I was in the beginning. It really changed up quick. How are you feeling?
Great.
Good morning. Somewhere during the move, I think I lost the little piece that connects my camera to the tripod that it sits on. So I'm having to be creative, which is why the angles are weird. I also realize I look deceased. I look exhausted. I feel wide awake though. It is 5:31 on a holiday. Happy 4th of July. So technically I could be sleeping in, but now you're gonna think I'm lying to you. I really do feel awake. It was one of those where I woke up and I knew if I went back to sleep, it was just kind of a gamble of if I'd wake up feeling this awake again. So here we are. Yesterday at work, I officially got my first family. However, they discharged before I even was able to see them. I went to the room twice and they weren't bedside at that time. And then the 3rd time I went, they'd already discharged. So hope they didn't need anything. Kind of funny that my first official family I never saw. But I did do some more at work yesterday, including I attended a rounds. That's a daily thing. I talked to a mom who hasn't been able to make it to the hospital yet, but is hoping to soon. Just touched base with her and told her that I'd look out for her later this week whenever she does come in. So I'm trying to poach clients, make them be mine. I'm kidding. What else did I do? Oh, I talked to a family. Whenever they discharge and they are between 0 and 2 years old, there's a certain program that we connect them with that offers in-home speech therapy, occupational therapy, or physical therapy, depending on what the child needs and what they need to meet their developmental milestones. And that is something just to babies who have been hospitalized, because as I'm sure maybe you can imagine, whenever a baby is hospitalized, it does affect their development because it's not the real world. One of the most common ways that this happens is if a baby has an NG tube or an NJ tube, you know, the tubes that feed them nasally and either goes into their stomach or into their intestines. Sometimes babies can lose the sucking reflex, and so then it becomes more difficult beyond just the mouth feeding part of it to breastfeed or to take a bottle. And so it's always kind of funny whenever you say like, oh yeah, this infant might benefit from speech therapy, because obviously they're not talking, but it is the sucking and the swallowing, and that aspect of speech therapy can be helpful as well. So I connected a family with that. We don't do anything, like it happens after discharge, it happens outpatient, and so then that agency will reach out to them, but we've already like explained what it is and that it's an option for them. So that's kind of cool. But as I said, today is a holiday, even though I'm awake very, very early. At some point later today, once I'm a bit more awake, and apparently I really need that. Like I said, you're gonna think I'm lying when I said I woke up feeling awake. At some point today, I'll show you all that's changed around the apartment, because as you know, we are in the middle of a move, except it's not really the middle of a move, because now we've lived here for like a week and a half. We've had the keys for 2 weeks. 2 weeks exactly. But slow and steady wins the race, and we've offloaded a bunch of the stuff that we're not keeping, and then a lot of the work that is remaining is either making a new donation pile and kind of purging a little bit, and also just like finding things homes, putting them away, which I want to be very purposeful about so it's not moving too fast. And also just the past couple of days I've taken some time to like hang out and chill too, because I feel like before that, any free moment I had, I was just moving. We ordered a couch, but I'll tell you more about that later. It's not here yet. It's not gonna be here soon. It will not be, but I'm gonna drink some coffee, wash my face, try to find a better angle than whatever I got going on here. I've got my coffee and I'm sitting in the single only chair that this apartment has right now that is actually comfortable. You can see I made a chair out of pillows back there, but our couch won't come in for 6 to 8 weeks from Saturday, but it is a couch that was 100% definitely a splurge, but will also hopefully be with us for forever, you know, and I am really excited about it whenever it does come. We got it from Crate & Barrel. It's the Gather collection, if anyone is interested, but we got a 2-piece sectional. So once it does come, the couch part will be like this, and then out this way will be the like sectional lay down part. But we did get a different fabric than their stock fabrics are, because the stock fabrics kind of almost felt like, to me, they kind of felt like almost like a peach, you know, where it's like such small little fuzzies. I just wasn't really feeling it, and so we ended up getting a twill fabric instead. So it's kind of more, I don't know if heavy duty is the right word. It feels more strong. It is still very, very comfortable, but it just wasn't one of the stock fabrics. So that's why it is taking longer. Since I am easing into the day, and since it is still, you know, dark outside on this holiday, I'm gonna read some of my book. I have been trying to finish this one for a long time. I have been reading it for a very long time. It's called She Started It. Author is covered by the library sticker, so I don't know who it is by. But it just recently came out. I had it on hold at the library and was one of the first people to get it, not the first. It is about 5 kind of ex-friends. 4 of them were really good friends, and one of them they made fun of through like middle school and high school. But then she is getting married, and so she invites them on her hen party, because they're British, to like a private island in the Bahamas. And they all go because like it's all paid for, and they're like, we never really liked her, but that was 10 years ago, and now it's a vacation that she's paying for, and first class tickets and everything, so they're like, okay, let's go. But how the book starts, like in the first chapter, is from the point of view, and this is just like the little, I guess, like teaser before it gets into the story, from the point of view of the person who is boating back to pick them up from the private island at the end of the vacation. And there's only one girl there, who she doesn't name who it is, who is like covered in blood, and I guess just like looks at the like boat person and is like, she started it. So if things don't get crazy fast, then I'm going to be disappointed, but I am about halfway into it. The characters are not very developed. Like, they're pretty two-dimensional. Not too much is happening in the plot, which I will forgive if it just starts getting wild towards the end. Like, I want to be taken on a ride. I want someone to like push someone off a cliff. Like, I need dramatics. But I have been seeing quite a few people rate this one not very high, so I'm kind of nervous, but I do want to finish it. And that's why I'm sitting down and reading, because I want it to be done. And I need it to step it up before it gets done. Gonna wear this little dress today. Also, that's a sneak peek for what's changed in the apartment, is our new pantry, which I will show you later. But I'm gonna head to my favorite coffee shop. They are open today, but they're only open till 2, so that should be no problem. I'm going to try to finish my book while I'm there. Part of me was like, oh, I should probably bring 2 books just in case, as if I don't have like 150 pages left. Like, I'll be okay. I don't think I'm gonna run out. Anyways, if I do finish it though, I can drop it back off the library because it's due tomorrow, and my guilty conscience is very high right now because there was, I'm trying to remember what book it was. There was another book recently that I kept beyond its due date, and now I owe the library 30 cents, and so I'm feeling delinquent right now. And then also, when I'm going to my coffee shop, I'm gonna drop off this flip belt package into the mail because I am returning my flip belt. This I unboxed a couple vlogs ago, but it's for running. It's like the band that goes like around your hips or waist and is supposed to hold things in it. I've seen a lot of people love it. I think it's just not for me, which is kind of a bummer. I'm gonna have to find a different solution for holding things on longer runs, but I don't know. It was like the way it fit me, nothing would slide into the pockets without like really forcing it in. But I think if I got bigger, it would bounce around, and I didn't want to risk that either. So I just think not for me. But I'm proud of myself for actually making the return, because then I will get a nice refund. I haven't decided yet what I'm going to get when I get to the coffee shop. Usually I try to decide before I get there because I get stressed looking at the menu. Might just go like classic vanilla latte, something like that. I don't know. We'll see when we get there, but you'll definitely recognize this coffee shop when I show up. Like, whenever I say my favorite coffee shop, I feel like you know which one it is by now. San Francisco Roasting Company. Back from coffee, and I want to show you what's new around the apartment. Now, you have to have so much grace because we have been living here 2 weeks, but not everything is on its home. That's the goal for today, is to make things a little bit better. Things are not going to be perfect whenever you've only been living somewhere 2 weeks, you know, so have some grace, but I want to kind of show you around a little bit. I don't think anything is new in the bathroom other than it's just still a mess. It may be better by the end of today. We'll see. If you don't see it again in this video, it's because I did not do any work on it. Here is our pantry, because as I've mentioned many a time, our apartment does not come with one. There's our clean clothes basket. Remember, have some grace. But I built this from IKEA on Sunday. We went and picked it up. It wasn't like cheap, but I feel like for what it is, I think it was like $150 or so. Very nice. Fits all of our stuff. Obviously, it is open facing in the top. I just don't hate it. I don't mind that you can see our food. Don't mind it at all. The only downside is that because of the way that our baseboard is, I don't know if I'll be able to show you this. Because of this little blip in the baseboard, it can't sit fully against the wall, which also means that we can't secure it to the wall. You know what I mean? But it'll be decorated. It'll be fine. In the kitchen, what is new is that Zach got a slow cooker that he has been so excited for. So that was last night's dinner. I don't think I took any videos of it, but Zach took a picture of me like finishing up dinner. Last night's dinner we made in the slow cooker, and literally we have recipes for the entire rest of the week in the slow cooker. We're making chicken stroganoff today, and I'm gonna start that in just a little bit because it only needs to cook for 4 hours instead of like a full day. So that's new in the kitchen. As As you can see here, I have contact paper that I have not done in all of the drawers and everything yet, but I have been putting it down in these different cabinets. All of this one has it. I'm gonna do it in the drawers today. Over in our pantry, there's contact paper too. I feel like it just makes me feel bougie, but then also kind of like protects the shelves. I don't really know its purpose. I already showed you that there's only one single chair here other than the chair that I made. The 2 pillows set up like a chair right there. But we did obviously sell the dining room table and the couch, neither of which would fit in here. So eventually we'll be eating at this bar. Obviously not yet. I don't think anything is new in here. I think this is, like, I've cleaned up a little bit. Like, I've unpacked several bags, but not enough that you can actually tell. So no updates in the study. Eventually the goal is that it'll just be like so cozy, such a great place to hang out. It's just not that yet. In the closet, and this will make more sense once I show you the dresser upstairs, the closet fits not a lot for being like as deep as it is, but it's because the way the racks are set up. I don't know if you can tell how cramped it is. Like, it has jackets, some sweaters. Zach has a lot of jackets that are back here. My dresses, some cardigans, and then my dress pants. That is all that the closet fits. The rest is in the dresser upstairs, which, to save you the motion sickness of going up the stairs, I'm just gonna like snap my fingers or something. Oh, look at that. We went up the stairs. Up here, this is old. It's from our old bedroom. Let me turn on the light. It's from our old bedroom. That's from our old bedroom. The bed frame is new. The bed is obviously not made, but this is new. Really like it. It's not like the most expensive or the most like sturdy or anything, but also I had to build it up here because it was not going to make it up the stairs. It looks like we fought a war last night. I don't know what's going on with those blankets. This is the finished dresser. Here, turn the light on. This is the finished dresser. Obviously, eventually I hope to make it look nice and pretty, like do something with the top, maybe like hang something up there. Not sure. But I built this last week. There are shirts, here are pants, and then here are like sweatshirts and some more shirts and stuff. And Zach has the entire other side. So the goal for today is just to continue getting stuff into new homes, like the bathroom closet, storage, kitchen cabinets, wherever stuff actually like belongs and will hang out. And then if there's stuff that we don't want, getting rid of it. Work in progress. I'm gonna turn on Grey's Anatomy because I have been rewatching. I'm in season 3. I started only when we started like doing stuff to move. So I did start back in our old apartment whenever I was like packing and stuff, but it's been every time that I've been doing like activities to move is when I've been having Grey's play in the background, and I am in season 3. This is what is left of the carnitas from last night in the slow cooker. So I am toasting 2 pieces of sourdough bread. That I will put that on. And then we also have some pickled red onions that I made. I don't know if I can tip it to where you, oh, there you can kind of see it. You can kind of see it. That we did make for the carnitas, like when we were doing tacos. I don't know if I'll put some on my toast. Maybe. I feel like it could be good. But then because there's not too much meat left, I'm also going to make some kind of sweeter toast to go along with it. I feel like to me, foods never don't go together, especially if I just like both of the foods. So 2 of these toast pieces will have the carnitas on them, and 2 of the toast pieces will have coconut oil and cinnamon on them because I just used it like butter. I don't know if it's better for you. Probably not. I mean, I feel like it's about the same, but it's like a healthy fat. I'm almost out of it. But I just spread coconut oil on the bread, put some cinnamon on there. It is delicious. And then I got tonight's dinner going. It has about 2 hours more, but we are making stroganoff. So you can see the chicken, you can see the mushrooms. Smells great. I have about 40 pages left in my book, so I'm gonna try to finish that. I sat and read for a little bit. I wanna show you the bathroom update. Wow, looks so different than it did. I'm pausing for the round of applause too. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. I think exactly right now is the coolest that it will be today, even though it is not cool. It is pretty steamy because it was raining, but now the rain has stopped. So I imagine the temperature is just gonna climb and climb from here. And I have 5 miles that I want to run. So just wearing an Amazon CRZ yoga bra that I got like 2 years ago. Wearing some Lululemon leggings that I got in 2015 and have served me so well for all of these years. I have no idea what type they are or anything, but they have side pockets, which I'm loving. Got my running socks that I also got from Amazon. My shoes are still soaking wet from yesterday's debacle, and so I'm going to wear my New Balances that I got from the running store whenever I got the gait analysis a few weeks ago. I feel like I both over-explain and under-explain my running shoes, and also I understand that probably most people don't really care that much, but the red shoes that I got, the New Balance ones, are basically like race day shoes, kind of. They have a carbon plate, so it's like really good, really good technology that helps you run. And so that's why I'm not wearing them for every run, because the perks of them, like, it's kind of not as much of a perk if I'm just like used to the great technology. It's kind of like how, you know, Zach compared it to how swimmers shave for meets or like wear their tech suits for meet. And so like, sure, you don't want the first time that you wear a tech suit or like wear your race day shoes to be race day, but that's why I don't wear them as much. So I really only been wearing them for the long runs whenever I'm going a distance longer than I ever have before. But then I'm wearing them today because the other ones are wet. I mentioned it in a recent vlog, I think. It's a vlog that I haven't actually edited yet, so I'm pretty sure I talked about it, but I have not seen the footage yet. But I did register for a half marathon that will be coming up in August. It's about 6 weeks away from right now when I'm filming this video. So I'm just slowly climbing mileage, doing easy runs and 1 tempo run a week. Feeling good right now. Hoping it's not too awful outside, but like I said, I think this is just the best time of day that it will be to run today. One mile down, 4 to go. 2 miles down, 3 to go. And I just finished my energy chews. 3 miles down, 2 to go. 4 miles down, 1 to go, and it's a huge uphill. My camera is upstairs, so I am not going up to get it. I just met a neighbor, and apparently this is what I looked like, specifically with the mohawk and the 5 miles down. The fact that it feels like 92 degrees outside definitely slowed me down, but if you're ever struggling running, just slow down. It's okay if someone could walk faster than you. You are jogging, and that is what is important. I'm gonna drink my body armor, take a cold shower, probably make like a protein drink or something. But the neighbor that I just met has a 13-week-old puppy. So I saw the puppy and I was like, oh my gosh, how old are they? 13 weeks old. I don't know what kind. It's small, it's golden and has like long fur, but it was not a golden retriever puppy. So I don't know what kind it is. But I also recently met an 11-week-old, I think dachshund puppy. So I have people I need to become friends with. And puppies that I need to love. I don't know if this is a shared childhood memory or if it's unique to me and my family. I don't know how big the movie was, but did anyone ever watch the movie? I think it was The Ugly Dachshund is what it's called. I always thought it was The Ugly Dachshund, but that's not apparently how you say the dog's name. It's Dachshund. So in my head, it's still The Ugly Dachshund though. But it was like this movie that a dachshund gives birth and they have like a puppy litter, and somehow at the veterinarian or something, a puppy like gets into the basket that's not supposed to be there, and it's a Great Dane puppy. So it's like this Great Dane that's growing up with this litter of dachshund puppies. I remember there's like a scene where he like ruins a backyard party they have. It's one of those like, he's such a bad dog, but we still love him even though we never wanted him. You know, I don't know. Every time I see that little dachshund puppy, that's the movie I think of. I'm gonna get my electrolytes up and then I'm gonna make a protein smoothie. We have orange juice again, so I'm gonna do what I did for a little while and then I just forgot to get orange juice again, but doing vanilla protein in orange juice as the protein shake because it tastes like a dreamsicle. So pretty yummy if you've never tried it.
We were made for each other to hold on to. I was caught out of bed beneath your moon. I was birthed in the mountains under
like I just got ran over by a bus, and I feel like that too. We skipped Wednesday for no good reason other than it was the second Monday of the week since we had 4th of July off. So then going back to work yesterday, I was just exhausted, to be honest with you. I'm gonna be getting ready as we chat today. I did go to work yesterday, and I got more families that are officially mine, which is exciting. I actually got 3 yesterday. I'm still not entirely on my own. Like, even though they're my families, I still stuck with one of the other social workers the entire day and was like shadowing him still as he was doing his thing. But then like I also got to do some of my own introductions, write some of my own notes and everything. It ended up being quite a busy day just because a lot of social workers were out. I think just with the holiday weekend, a lot of people were taking their PTO and such. And I ended up staying late because I feel like there's like a couple mundane things that you just have to deal with as a social worker. But then I try to find joy in it because I'm realizing like, okay, if I am sitting on hold after talking to a robot and pushing buttons on this phone call that's supposed to just be easy, if I'm sitting on hold for 5 minutes and frustrated, at least that means that this mom who has a kid, you know, in the hospital isn't having to do that herself. Or at least that's what I kept telling myself yesterday, because that is why I stayed late, is because I was sitting on hold on the phone and trying to figure stuff out. I've mentioned before that discharge is just like not a huge part of my role because they have specific case managers who that is what they do all day. I know in some hospitals and medical settings that's like what social workers do is work on discharge, whereas mine is more psychosocial support. However, yesterday the thing that I was so proactive about it too, but the thing that kept me late was that I was contacted by a doctor letting me know that like a family was struggling to get a certain type of ride home for a discharge that was supposed to happen later that afternoon, and it like 100% was a ride that they should qualify for, like should be easy for them to get, and it just like it was not working. And so even though we don't typically deal with discharge, we do help solve problems and put out fires and such. And so at 11 a.m. I think, no, it was like 10:20 when she called. So 10:20 in the morning when this was on my radar, and I like was trying to progress things basically the whole day. And by the end of the day, I was still calling people, still trying to get this family home. And eventually I stayed 20 minutes late, and I just had to tell my coworker, like, I cannot stay later. I was off at 4:30. I gotta go. And I do get paid for that extra time. It's a little funky with the holiday week, but I do get paid for that extra time technically. But I had to hand it off. And then after work, I was so excited because Eagle Eye Bookshop in Atlanta had sent an email telling me about an Independence Day sale that was like for the following, like July 5th through 8th, I believe it was. And I asked Zach if we could go on our way back from work, because in my head I was like, oh my gosh, the books are 20% off. Like, that's exciting, that's a great deal. And then I go back and look at the email, and it turns out that the books were 30% off. And so we stopped by there. Zach so graciously hung around while I selected books. He helped me select some too. And I got 2 Stephen King books, which those are the ones that kind of helped me, because it was in my 2023 goals to read Stephen King, like at least a Stephen King book, and I have not yet. But also he has so many that like I don't know necessarily what I would enjoy or find interesting, but the ones that I ended up getting, Zach has watched the movies of, and I have not watched the movies of, so that was cute and fun of us. And then even though things are not perfect as far as like organization and moving in stuff goes, as you very much know from what I showed you on Tuesday, I've at least reached the point where I feel okay like hanging out at home and not doing moving type stuff. Like before, it felt like there was just stuff all over so many places that I couldn't even like sit down because I just felt like, oh, I should be doing this, I should be doing this. But yesterday I did just chill in the afternoon, passed out, went to sleep, woke up, here we are. And it is 6:06 right now, so it's a bit earlier than I usually wake up and get going, but we've still been doing slow cooker meals for the most part. Yesterday we took a break because the one that we ended up thawing meat for required like a bit more prep, not really, but just like chopping vegetables and stuff, which I didn't, neither Zach or I allowed some time for yesterday morning to actually prep. So I'm going to be doing that today. That's why I woke up just a little bit early, but it is an unmatched feeling walking in at the end of a workday and having dinner just ready for you, smelling great. Crock pots are great in that sense. And I finished getting ready, but I'll catch up with you again hopefully sooner than 48 hours from now. This will be the second rain video because we had Monday night's run and then we have the walking commute.
Rain makes storm.
The raindrop went right in my eyeball. The raindrop went right in my eyeball. My eyeball.
You're really so
I'm really tough.
for overcoming all these obstacles that are in.
Yeah, it's got a few things in it. Starting with, I think that this is going to be the magnet holder for my map. Whoa. Okay, this is cool.
Huh?
This is cool. It's gonna hold this scratch off map that I have. I scratch off all the countries and states that I've been to. But since it's scratch off, I thought that it wouldn't be as fun for it to be in a frame, like with glass on it.
Can coconut oil or this go down the drain?
Yeah, I think so. Also, we rent, so.
No.
Also, we rent. A millennia, you say?
Uh-huh.
A millennia, you say? Where am I gonna get the shag rug magneted in here too? Haha! Oh, I did get the carpet a little bit. Look! Now I can hang from the wall.
Nice.
Don't know where yet. Could maybe go above the dresser in that one spot, if that's the vibe we're going for in the dresser. Or in the bedroom. Okay, now that that's taken care of. I think that this is a shirt that did not come from the same area as the rest of the package, and that's why it got its own single-use plastic.
Yikes.
It's a cropped tank top though, for running. Because I think last Friday, I had run out of shirts that I had for running, and so I had to run in a little cotton tank that is not as sweat resistant as I think this guy will be. I got a small. I probably could have gotten a medium. Probably. I think that this is maybe supposed to be a little looser than it currently is on me, but feels comfortable.
She will thrive.
I'll have to try out running in it, see how it goes. This box that I think everything else is in. Yes, so I got more of the socks that I was loving because the first ones I got were just 3 pairs of them. They're purple running socks. These ones are just the same, but they're the pink version of them. And then this is a gap protector for the gap between the stove and the counter. Do you know how crumbs can get down there and they can get kind of gross? Oh, I think they're folded in half and vacuum packed. I'll have to cut those open. This is a spice rack for the countertop. Oh, it's gonna take a little assembly. Good thing I'm such a good builder.
The best.
Some would say the best builder. Okay, everything else I'll try on later. I had this whole Lululemon cart of clothes to get and then instead bought off Amazon because it was a lot cheaper. These are black biker shorts though. Initial impressions is that the fabric feels very nice. And they have pockets, which is what I was looking for. And I was looking for a bit of a longer inseam to protect against chafing so that maybe I could run in them. And then this purple, I'm pretty sure it's another tank top, kind of forgot. Oh yes, another tank top, but it's mesh in the back, so it's nice and breathable. Doesn't feel quite as sweat wicking maybe as the first one, but I like the color. And I definitely think that it is good to have options. And then this is the same type of bra as, like I have a black one and then like a kind of like brown designed one that I've been wearing since 2020. And this is literally the exact same bra, just in this blue color, because I knew I really liked. And then one of the more exciting parts of this run is, if you remember, I got the foot belt that's supposed to help you carry things and hold things on the runs. And then I didn't really like it that much, and so I returned it. And so this is take 2 of trying to find something that I can like wear on long runs to hold snacks, water, phone, and that is this running vest. I kind of like the highlighter yellow and the black. But back here it has a big pocket that has a water bladder. So I don't think I'll necessarily use this pocket all that much because none of the runs that I'm doing require like this much water. But you can literally hold 2 liters of water. That's wild. So there's that pocket in the back. This you could put like if you take off a layer or something, like you take off a jacket or take off a long sleeve, you can put that there. It's supposed to be breathable because it's mesh here. The pockets up here, you can slide your phone into some of them. You can slide, they have zippers so you can slide like a key or something into it. You can slide gels into them. This back here is a pocket and then this up here is a pocket too. Obviously I don't know what it's gonna actually feel like when I am actually trying to run with it. But if it is great, then that would be awesome.
Time is up. I've got somewhere to go. I met a new somebody. And he's waiting back home. Life goes on. I don't have a single doubt. I know your heart is broken, but you'll figure it out.
I had my own families again today, and one of them discharged and one of them I could not reach the parents of. So I do have my own caseload, like I'm being a social worker now, but not a lot of action happening, which again, trying to like revel in, because you know, once things really kick up, then there's not really taking the brakes back to make them not kick up. So I did still shadow some today. There's like several things that whenever any of my coworkers are doing them, I just go along with them and do it with them, or like sit along while they do it. Don't want to give myself too much credit right now. And so I also sat in on a couple conferences between families and doctors today that my coworkers organized and stayed with them while they were like checking in on families, checking for new needs, everything like that. I am hoping soon that I feel like I'm not as much in like transition period anymore. Even I forget if I've mentioned it this vlog or other vlogs, but I'm so behind even on editing videos, so I don't know like what the channel is doing, and they're like a little bit delayed, and I'm hoping that sometime this weekend I get the chance to like sit down and really organize my life as far as YouTube goes to make sure that like good videos are getting put out. I can have like a plan going forward. I hope to get a lot of just the stuff that is still kind of around up so that we can start focusing on like decor and everything. I don't think I'm gonna vlog this weekend just because I kind of have the past few weekends. So I'm just gonna take a little break, try to fully recharge so that I can be back and better than ever on Monday for a whole new work week. So that being said though, since I am going to be sitting down and like really trying to make sure the videos are good, if there's anything that you would like to see on this channel, comment and let me know it. Also, if you made it to this part of the video, comment this emoji so that I know you did. I hope you had a great week. Don't forget to subscribe before you go. I appreciate you. I love you so much, and I'll see you next time.